yeah, what's up? It's Donnie Kiss, the R&B nephew. So as you heard from the title, I'm an R&B singer, man. Make sure y'all check out the Love LaFleur album. Make sure y'all check out the EP I just dropped, man. Just follow me at all social media, Donnie Kiss. That's DonNykits.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yep.
Hi y'all, it's Adana. Follow me at They Adore Nana. This is my first podcast, so I'm trying to get into this. So I think I did pretty good. So yeah.
What's good? It's your boy Dizzy Dev, man. You already know, aka the Turnip King. Y'all can find me on all platforms, Dizzy Dev. Also y'all can find me on IG, King Dizzy Dev. You feel me?
First question. Would you rather make a decision quickly and risk being wrong or take too long and miss an opportunity?
Mm.
Damn. Oh, that's a good one.
Ladies first.
Oh my god. I probably would say take too long and risk it, honestly, because like every decision you make has consequences, either good or bad, and it's pros and cons. And it's like I always feel like if you were meant to have that opportunity and you missed out on it, it's gonna present itself again in another form. So that's how I genuinely feel about it. I don't feel like every opportunity, and I also feel like every opportunity is not meant for you. Sometimes you get an opportunity and it's just not, you grasp it and it's just, and you think it was a good idea and it just wasn't for you. So
Yeah.
like that's, I feel like that too. Like I'd rather take my time and decide what I should do and then rush and fuck it up and then regret what I did when I rushed it. I'd rather just think about it completely and just be like, okay, cool.
Okay.
You good? Cause I
Alright.
can't remember the actual question.
Alright, so in itself, I've been on both ends, so you feel me? I'm a little bit, on the older spectrum. So my thing is, as far as rushing, not every opportunity, like she said, is your opportunity. You feel me? So I would rather miss the opportunity and just take my time with it. Patience is a virtue for a reason. They say that for a reason. You feel me? So, if you take your time with it, that means you're truly putting your all into it. If you rush it, you're not gonna put your all into the things you rush into. And that's just my facts on it. You feel
Yeah,
me?
and then you get that rushed feeling, that feeling
Yeah.
of like, dang, like
And-
But
you
then
rushed
somebody
it.
could say, what is the definition of rushing? What's the definition of taking your time with it? Because it could also be perceived as you taking your time is you just prolonging it. You got a goal with no date. You just shooting for the start, or you shoot. What they say, if you shoot at nothing, you go, or you aim at nothing, you get nothing. Something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They
So
say the shots you don't
the
shoot.
shots you don't. You know what I mean?
100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if you don't, some people could be like, okay, if you taking this time, they trying to take their time with their craft. Now that's just making an excuse because they don't want to put the work in. Or if it's like some people might feel like you rushing because you just moving at a quicker pace. But if you're able to, if you're able to move at a pace that nobody can relate to or that's not the norm, then that's just what it is. But you just doing it fast, but it can also feel rushed. And I kind of just threw that out there just to play both sides, but yeah, I agree with both of y'all though. Excuse me.
But I think to piggyback off of that, honestly, like as far as like with that being said, like I've been on that spectrum where it's like if you don't shoot your shot now, like how long are you gonna take to shoot it? But now I always put it into perspective of you always have a time frame with everything, even when with the rush things. You feel me? You could take an hour to sit on something and have a good mindset on it. You feel me? And that's not prolonging it because now you have a better mindset of what you want to do than when they first asked you. You feel me? So you can always tell a person, let me think about it. Just when you say let me think about it, don't take too long because that's when you're gonna prolong. You take a week or two now the person hit you up like, hey, is we still doing that? Like, what's going on with you? Nah, you can't do that. So now it's like you gotta always set yourself at a time frame as well when it comes to that. So still take your time, but like you said, don't prolong it.
But I also feel like certain people, they don't have good decision making skills. So I think that's why they do like the prolonging thing, because they never were put in a position to make an important, and they never were put in a position to make an important decision. So that I think that's why they do the prolonging thing to like I think it's more of like a scaresome. Like, am I
Yeah.
making the right decision?
Yeah.
Am I gonna fuck myself up? Am I fucking
Yeah.
other people up? Because I also feel like the decisions that you make do affect other people as well, not
Yeah.
just yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like I get where y'all both are coming from, but I
Yeah.
also feel like certain people do be put in a position where they never been
They
in
never, yeah.
they never been in that
Sure.
leadership position, or they
Yeah,
never been in that
facts.
position to where they had to make a decision. Because it's crazy how like you do meet certain people and it's like other people do make decisions for them, and you be like, how in the hell you grown as fuck? Like,
Yeah, you going,
yeah, like you grown as hell. Like, how you
Yeah.
not making your own decisions? But it's like when they're put in that position, they don't know what the fuck to do because they've never had that opportunity presented to themselves.
Yeah, so I think that's why I'm speaking off of experience. Because, like,
Yeah.
that's how I used to be. Like, I used to always go to a soundboard or, like, just ask somebody for advice and everything. And sometimes you can't ask nobody for advice in enough time for the decisions you need to make. You feel me? So, like, I feel like that's why it comes with growth. Like, as long as you make the decisions as you go in time wisely, like, you're gonna miss opportunities.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're going to, but it's like the opportunity that you miss, are you gonna be able to swing back from?
Yeah.
I think that's really
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's real.
Yeah. It be times where I'll be setting a goal of like what I want to do, but I don't be putting no. I mean, I'm way better at it now, but I used to not put a date or at least a month, even if it's a ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Like it get pushed back was like I gotta actually, um, set a goal that you can actually do that's obtainable. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Like if it's obtainable within this time frame, I'm gonna set it. So when I get to that point, it's like, all right, now it's getting closer. I got one year left. I gotta get it together now. The stuff I said I was gonna stop doing, all right, I gotta tighten up. Like it's a new year, cause like I feel like the best resolution for New Year's is to never make it a thing to people. Never express it to like, yo, I'm about to do this New Year's resolution. I'm gonna post on this. Like when you just doing it for yourself, that's when that growth start to, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
start to work. Cause it's
facts.
like I ain't doing it for y'all. Cause now, you put too much out there. People praying on your downfall. Like, oh, he ain't about to do that. He ain't about to start that little streaming thing. He said, oh, she trying to do her YouTube channel. She ain't gonna start it. Nah, she said she gonna do it by June. Nah, that's not enough time. What? Enough time for who?
Yeah.
No, that's facts.
Yeah, that's facts. But I also feel like people who do prey on your downfall, they've never had the opportunity of doing it themselves.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like you gotta realize that, and it's like I feel like certain people, they let that talk, that negative
Yeah.
comments and those negative talks get in their head,
Yeah.
and it's like you can't and I feel like when you do that, it's not you taking on their negativity. You're not being your own person,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, no, like fuck them. They like in they damn 50s, 40s. They done live their life. Like, they done live their life. Let them do it. Let them talk their shit. They can't do it. They can't do what we do. But like that's cool. Like I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Bet when you see me on BET, don't say shit.
Don't say
Like,
At this point in my career, as far as I know, if somebody's preying on your downfall, you're doing something right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Sure.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping it.
No, for
Yeah, you
real.
feel me? That and that's just facts.
All publicity ain't good publicity, but you better use it as it is. You better use it as
Keep
it
this
is.
thing going while it's on.
Big facts.
You better use it as it is.
I got some buzz, boy.
What's the hardest decision you've had to make? Let's start with Donnie.
I would say maybe putting my career first, like, and that's happened on two different levels, I guess you could say. Like early on, it was like my job. I was working a door-to-door sale for Verizon, and it was like we was outside like all day. We would get there probably like 8 in the morning, maybe 7 in the morning to like 6, 7, at night. So, and then we would go back, you trying to get sales, and if you don't get if nobody gets installed, you don't get paid, and that could be 2 weeks out. So you just waiting on, you know what I mean? So it was wanted a building experience, but I had to like pull so much from myself away from my family because they was, it was one of them where they like, well, you got to be here all day. We got to chant the group up. You got to, build. And if you building a team and you know how them stuff go.
Yeah.
The cut codes, you know what I mean? We all done been there. You know what I mean? But this one, I really feel like it helped like change my perspective and how I move and how I think and how I, plan and goal and just how to, even if you were to be a leader, even if you're not, you got these things that you can learn from to build you to that point. You know what I'm saying? No matter what field or that you're going into. But I had to like um really just not be around my family because they was on some stuff like, man, if somebody's birthday um is coming up, if we gotta work, we gotta get out here. What? It's my sister's birthday. They like, y'all hang around negative people. But at the time, the actual, the business, almost them top pyramid schemes type of jobs, but they actually teach you stuff, you can get money. But it's just like, I'm like, bro, so people start believing it, and then for a while, for like 6 months, I was like kind of distant from my family. I wasn't really being around them. 'Cause I mean, I gotta work, I gotta get it, and I'm saying like, bro, I'm in the rat race for what? Like, I ain't even enjoying myself. You know what I mean? And then like that was like one example. I know it's kind of long winded. But my other
No, you
my
should.
other part was, I would say like putting music first because I'm still struggling with that now. You know what I'm saying? Like I just made a post the other day and I was at work. I'm in a meeting and I'm like, do I want to keep working like this? I'm like, but then again, what's gonna pay them bills? Music ain't paying the bills. This, it's not enough for me to stop. And I'm like, I could also go out for my dreams, and I think that's something that if I can put my all into this and make this work, but it's like I ain't did this ever, and this a big a big jump. Like so, trying to find that balance, and I think that's like one of the hardest things to try to do. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for me it is. For me it is.
Okay.
God, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's very understandable. I like that. I can grasp with that.
yeah.
Who
So,
wanna go next?
Who going next? Who going
Who
next?
going next? You want to rock paper scissors?
rock paper scissors shoot.
Oh! That's 2 out of 3. That's 2 out of 3. Nah, I'm not accepting that lies.
Oh,
I'm not accepting that lies.
I mean, look.
I ain't even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it because you probably gonna cheat.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You probably gonna cheat. I ain't even gonna do you like that. The hardest decision that I probably ever made was like, I'd say putting myself first. Honestly, I would definitely say putting myself first because this year has definitely been like a great awakening of like I realized like in life you have to do that. And I don't, and like growing up I've always felt bad for doing that because I would always put my friends and my family and like everybody else before me and helping them and doing this and doing that. And it's like when you realize like when you do all that, you be like at the end of the day you be like where's the stuff for me? Where's the piece for me? Where's the, and it's like you done gave it all away. You ain't got nothing else. So it's like now you gotta rebuild it and then like, redo it and re-give it to yourself again. But it's that's the hard thing to do. That's what I think for me was one of the hardest things for me to do was to put myself first. And I got off of social media too. I mean, I'm on it, but I'm not as actively as as I usually would be. But I think it's just because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with myself, and I want to find out like who I actually am as a person, and what I would like, and what I don't like, and what I want to do. Honestly, that's. I mean, it's a hard journey. I could definitely say that it's definitely a hard journey. Like you definitely have to be consistent with that, because if you aren't, you'll definitely get lost again.
Yeah.
And I actually like the person that I'm becoming, so I'd
Yeah,
rather do it every day. So
there you go.
Feel that. I feel that.
Like that.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I could relate to both of y'all, but I had mine set as soon as he asked this question, right? So the hardest decision I had to make was turning myself in. And I say that because at the time, like I've had my time of being locked up, whatever the case may be. Chat. Like me personally, it's not a walk in the park, but it's not hard at the same time as long as you not a hot-headed young dumbass nigga like I used to be, right? So, with that being said, the time that I had to turn myself in was right after my pops passed. I had just finished doing a bid, and I seen my dad maybe 3 times before he passed from cancer. Um, I was just building myself back up and doing exactly what he asked me to do, which was keep pushing my music. I just made a name for myself thanks to Audible Asylum and freaking Neil. You feel me? You feel me? I just had got my title as the Turnip King, and at the time, like I really like was jumping with my music and like was on a good path, and my PO was just not a good person to get along with at the time. You feel me? So like it was a hard battle going back and forth with my PO. Mind you, I kept a steady job. I became a manager. Moved out of my mama's crib, moved into my own crib, doing what I needed to do.
Yeah.
I ain't had no car yet. I ain't had no license yet. Cool. But I was doing everything else my PO asked me to do. Mind you, y'all know I'm a smoker. You feel me? So I was still smoking. You can't fault me for that. I will say that. But like I had an understanding with the last PO I had, and I had just got switched to this other PO, and she just would not relate with me at all. You feel me? Like my other PO understood, like, you know, I kind of still had like a little PTSD from being locked up. I and smoking was like one of those reliefs for me. So I think my biggest thing was when I found out that I got violated and I had to turn myself in. Did I want to do it right then and there when I'm at my peak that I feel like I'm at my peak, you feel me? And risk everything that I worked for, or say F it and just be on the run. And I kind of just like fought it with it for a minute, you know, and all my people in my background, I will say I appreciate them because they really was like, look, regardless of what happens, we here for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally like my boss said that, my mother said that, my girl said that, my bro said that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And that kind of just solidified my decision. So, you know, I did turn myself in. My guidelines was actually like 15 to life. If people really don't know, like my background was crazy. So, I got 1 year for me actually coming and turning myself in, with having my boss at court, having my girl at court, her mom, my little brother, and all my people that literally like supported me was like, look, he's been doing this. They're sitting on stand telling all the good deeds that I've actually been doing in the time that I've been gone to coming home to now this situation. And the judge, thank God, like I will say the judge got switched last minute, y'all. The judge that was supposed to see me was the judge that sentenced me last time.
Come on, man.
And harshly sentenced me, mind you. I had to do 4.5. So I thank God for that. It was a young black lady judge, and she empathized with me and understood where I was coming from and was like, look, ask my boss, when he comes home, does he have a job? He said yes. She said, does he have a place to stay when he comes home? Yes. I'm going to give him a year, and he's going to be off of probation. And I want him to just do 2 years of good behavior. That was only God. And it was the timing that I turned myself in, because honestly, I was contemplating, should I go on the run or should I turn myself in? So, and everything came together of saying, turn yourself in and just get this.
Get it over with.
Get your past over and done with, so that way you can move forward. Mind you, they didn't let me go on my family reunions when I was on probation. They ain't let me go out of state to go on different shows when I was on probation. Now I'm a free man.
Hey, come on, man. Talk to him, man.
Yeah.
I can go to my family vacations. I can go wherever I want, where I want. You feel me? And that's just because of the decisions that I made. You feel me? If I would have made a different decision, it would have been a whole different path.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
That's the
That,
hardest
that
decision
man
I
said he
made.
thought he was El Chapo. He said, I'm not going around.
No, for
He said, come on now. He ain't going far, man. He up in there in Williamsburg trying to hide out in Suffolk. Hold on, man. I see you, man. Get out that shit, bro. Come on, man. I don't know why you playing around. You knew you was coming this way. Yeah.
Nah, they gonna be like, come on now, we
Yeah,
got
come on
you.
now, come on. They got that long money. They can keep going. Man, we got
Yeah,
2 weeks worth of money left to.
We ain't got no time for none of that.
Come to the back.
Yeah, come to the back. Come on, I ain't even gonna do you crazy. This
Nah,
come to the back.
that's
Just come
fact.
to the
That's fact.
back. You know, yeah, nah, that's a blessing.
No,
man.
for real.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that question. That's one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like that though.
It sure did.
It'd be like that though. That's what you feel.
No, you know, I still got my shit in the cut. You know.
On deck.
Ready.
Ready.
If you stay ready, yeah, you got to get ready. You feel me?
He said, you ain't gotta get up. He said, you
Dang.
ain't gotta get up. I got it right here in the corner. Nah, I felt that though. I should have stopped today. So I got me a little something.
You still got time.
They don't close the window like
Yeah,
6, 6.
facts, man.
6, 7, 5.
Well, what you got next, brother?
Yeah, what you got?
next?
So, is there ever a time where you can make a life decision based off of emotion, or where you should? I should say. Is there ever a time where
you should?
I'll go first on this one. Hell yes. And the only reason I say that is because sometimes your heart will lead you in the right direction. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I've leaped off of my heart decision a lot of times, and it's paid off. I'm gonna speak on my mother and me. You feel me? I've leaped off a lot of decisions off of heart, and me and her have had our battles. You feel me? But I always listen to my heart before I listen to my brain, because my brain will tell me one thing, but your heart will tell you another.
Hold on.
So at the end of the day, I'm always going to go off of that impulse. You feel me? And it's always led me in the right direction. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a and it's like certain situations. You know, if like you say, if okay, the money's right, the team is right, but something in my heart, I'm emotionally feel it's just something just feel different. Something just like
Yeah.
just maybe it's not even a no. Maybe it's just not right now. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, cause like you say, I feel like the times where it'll be the right decision is like it could be signing a new deal, signing a new book deal, you know what I'm saying, with your publisher or something like that. And then it's like, okay, your people's talking to you, they're like, I don't know, just kind of wait on it. Your emotions start to talk to you more than your brain or your mouth will, because sometimes they don't correlate. Your brain don't correlate with you just all over the place. It's like you trying to say something, but you can't get out. You know what I mean? And it's like eventually that decision gonna be made for you, and be like, nah. And if you say yes, if you go opposite of what your emotion is telling you at this moment, you gonna feel later. You really gonna be emotional, because you gonna be like, what did I get myself into? Like, dang.
You be like, damn.
You gonna be second guessing yourself.
I'm not sure. Someone told me not to.
No,
Mhm.
for real. And you facing the consequences.
Yeah.
I say yeah, cause I'm very big on my emotions. I don't think logically. I think emotionally. But now I'm trying to think logically. Don't be talking shit. Don't be talking shit. I seen them lips moving. What I can say is I definitely made plenty of decisions based on my emotions. Have they led me in a good direction? Yeah, they left me in a good direction, in a bad direction, in the middle direction. But I've had to learn from each of them. And I say I think one of the decisions that I made emotionally was rekindling shit with my mom. Because me and her, we like oil and water. We show is like oil and water.
I feel you on
We
that.
like oil and water. Do not get mixed matched together. But I think I realized this year, life is definitely too short. Like, she had gotten into like this really, really deadly car accident. She could have died. And I literally like took off of work. I was like, man, fuck this job. like I was like, man, mind you, like it was so crazy because it was like you ever like, and it's crazy how you say like, you know, emotional decisions, because your emotions will definitely tell you when something's wrong with your family before you even get that phone call. And it's crazy because like I literally was hopping off a plane. I literally hopped off a plane from Dallas, drove. I literally was in Maryland, drove all the way to Norfolk. I'm unpacking my stuff. I got my dog with me, and I'm just literally like, I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm like, dang, I just hopped off a 2-hour plane ride. Just did a 3-hour drive. It's like, what? Like it's 5 hours right there. I should be feeling tired. Like I should be exhausted the whole time I'm in bed. Just something. And then my mind is like, and my emotions are like, something's going on. Something's going on. I'm like, what is going on? So my older brother, Manji, I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb. This night, it was not, I don't know. Like, my phone was on Do Not Disturb, but his call had ran through it. That was only God, because I believe that was only God, because there's no way in the world, like, his call would have went through. And he was like, Donna, mom's in the hospital. And I'm like, why is she in the hospital? He's like, she's in a coma, and woo. And I just was like, oh, my God. Like, I literally, like, jumped out of bed, put my clothes on. I ain't packed no clothes, no nothing. I drove straight down there.
Yeah.
I told my people, my boss and everything else, I was like, look, I don't know what y'all finna do, but I'm finna go get my mom. I don't know what y'all finna do. I'm finna go get my mom. But, like, actually, like, seeing her in that, like, vulnerable position, that vulnerable state, like, it made me, like, hash out all of these emotional damages that I've had with myself, because like I realized, like, bro, I only get one mom. Like, I only get one mom, and it's like, yeah, I don't like the decisions that she does, but it's like at the end of the day, like, if I go to jail, if I do this, if I do all this other stuff, who gonna have my back? Who gonna be right there when the shit hits the fan? Not nobody else's mama, my mama. So it's like, I've been
not even all my family.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, let him ride, let him, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, and it's like, it really made me realize, like, life is very short, and it's crazy to me because, like, she still struggles with the accident now, so it's just, like, I try to be there and see her and do all this other stuff, and it's like, that was me making an emotional decision to put my emotional traumas and baggage to the side and forgive her. Yeah. And actually be like, you know what, I do want a relationship with her, but I know I have to make it and grow that relationship with her wholeheartedly. I can't keep harboring these nasty, dirty old emotions. And I'm just like, okay, well, I ain't gonna, I gotta, no. Because if that was me and I did it in my head, if the roles were reversed and my mom found out I was in the daily car, boy, she was like, fuck that job. Fuck that job. That's like, you gonna see the tires rolling back.
You know how many times I say I'm falling back from my mama, and in the next couple of days, her ass will call me. I'm still answering that phone.
Like, come on, man.
Her ass will piss me clean off, and I'll still answer that damn phone for her ass, because you never know.
She do the same thing for us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
they've been dealing with us all our life.
I made you stupid. I know what you was gonna do. You get that from your daddy. You didn't get it from me.
Stop, for real. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
That is facts, for sure.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out, no, for real. Big shout out to mom. Shout out, y'all do the best work.
Big facts.
The best work.
What's the decision you tell your younger self to make?
Ooh.
Stop being so hot-headed, young nigga. God damn. God damn, you could have saved us from a lot of shit. Stop being so hot-headed. Like, just recollect yourself and think about your decisions, all right? Think before you act. That's all I could tell my younger self. Like, I'm not going to ever tell myself, like, go back on those decisions, but just recollect yourself before you make those decisions. You feel? Because I feel like all the decisions we made us to who we are today.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will definitely tell myself, damn, you could have gotten a lot less fights, little nigga. Yeah, I'm just saying, bro, that Napoleon complex definitely was kicking in when I was youngin', bro. Like, you could have saved yourself, okay? I'm just saying, you got a lot of scraps unnecessarily.
No, I would say mine probably be like, hey, man, stop being so scared and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this I'll be like, You know what I mean? Trying to be too hesitant. Like, man, just go out there and just do it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's something that you want to do, just go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Just attack it. Like, you already been trying. You already got the things to do it. Just do it.
Facts.
Yeah. I think mine would be like, don't be scared to walk away. And don't be scared to have somebody else walk away from you.
Yeah.
Like allow that space and opportunity for somebody else new to come into your life and allow yourself that grievance and move forward.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. Don't hold on to old things that are trying to let
Yeah.
you go. Let them go.
Why you bringing up old stuff?
Yeah.
Like, old stuff. That was last week.
No, for real. Take them old clothes to the people. Take it to Goodwill, please. Nobody want them old clothes. They smell too.
Gee. Still, they been in the garage
No,
for 2
for
years.
real. Look at that shirt. I got a hole in it. Is that a cigarette, bro?
Being a hoarder now. Being a hoarder now. Let it go.
No, for real. Let it go. Let it go. Give it away to somebody else. They can use it. Charity work. You give it back to the people.
Right. Just give it back.
Just give it back.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I feel like my younger self would just, like I said, just tell myself, just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? If you want it, just go out there and get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you ain't gotta think about it too much. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for the most part, you know, it was stuff from my childhood that I wish went different, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's made us to where we are. Cause I always be thinking, like, lately, you know what I'm saying, as of late, like, what happened if I would have did this? What happened if I did that? And my dad always used to be like, man, don't think about what if. Because if we doing what ifs, you may not even be in the situation. So what if you in the situation? So you are now. So you trying to make up something that's not there. Like, let's deal with what's right here. And, you know what I'm saying? Move forward.
Yeah. Facts. That is true.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Beautiful. All right. That's pretty much it.
Hey, good.
That was